Okay, in my quest to get all jobs, we come to Gunbreaker. Let's go. Oh, miss. Fancy making yourself useful. Ah, listen close. A gang of highwaymen have been applying their trade around here these last few days, and we're trying to flush them out. They're slippery buggers, though, so we need all the help we can get. That's where you come in. We spotted them lurking in Brambling Patch and we're getting ready to spring our trap. All you have to do is collar anyone who strikes you as a bit shifty and raise the alarm. We'll take care of the rest. Out of my way or I'll gut ya. Ooh, that was a close one. You have my thanks, stranger. And mine. If you hadn't shown up, things could have gone very badly for us. It's my fault. I'll be more careful next time. Truth be told, I thought we'd have an easier time of it on this side of the wall. How wrong I was. To think we could be caught unawares by a gang of common thieves. What's going on? We heard a commotion and... That's one of them, just like the witnesses described. It's strange they'd go after a pair like you. All their marks so far have been merchants and whatnot. You know folk carrying coin and valuables who won't put up much of a fight. I reckon that if any of their cronies are out there watching, they'll think twice before crossing you lot again. Still, might be an idea for you to see these travelers to Gridania. Me and the others will keep looking for the rest of the highwaymen. Those bandits, something about this doesn't sit right with me. We barely have a fistful of gil between us, and I have a couple of foams of edged steel strapped to my back. Not the most likely of targets. Perhaps that's why they straight, went straight for the kill, and they might have succeeded if you hadn't stepped in. We are in your debt. I am Rodovan, and this is Sophie. We traveled here from Isbard, far to the north, where once I served as a soldier of Garlemald. I had no choice. My family was taken hostage. While it is true that I have fought and killed for the Empire, I would never have done so willingly. Although I freed myself of their shackles, the life I'd known is no more. But that was another life, one I would sooner put behind me. I came to Eorzea in hope that I might start anew here. As for me, I also escaped from the Garleans. I was part of the resistance movement until we were all rounded up or killed, that is. The Empire took everything from me, my family, my homeland. With nowhere else to go, the two of us decided we'd stand a better chance of surviving if we stuck together. And here we are. To see me now, you'd scarce believe I once served as personal guard to my queen. But in the end, I couldn't protect her. I couldn't protect anyone, not even my wife and son. While I would have gladly given my life for theirs, it was not to be. Even so, there may still be use for the skills I spent years honing, those whom I may yet deliver from harm. That's why I suggest they're looking for employment as bodyguards in Eorzea, and Gridania seems a good place to start. I know you've helped us enough already, but I have a proposal. Would you consider working with us? Now hold on, Rodovan. That's rather a lot to ask, don't you think? But Yo has what it takes to become a gunbreaker. It seems my gunblade has caught your eye. You may have seen the Garleans wielding something similar, but this is the genuine article. The ones used by the Empire are simply edged weapons with a firearm bolted on, or vice versa. While they have their uses, they pale in comparison to those my clan forged for generations. Our gunblades use ethereally imbued cartridges. When you pull the trigger, the power crystal within ignites, releasing the ether. This sends a powerful shockwave through the blade, increasing its destructive capabilities. The cartridge can even be fired into the air to create defensive barriers. Perhaps you should save the lectures until you've heard Yo's answer. Ah, yes. First things first. So, are you interested? In exchange for assisting us, I will teach you the art of the gunbreaker. And I was wondering if you might be able to act as a guide. If you'd accept gunblade training as a form of payment, we'd be most grateful. Once the coin starts rolling in, you'll receive a fair share. You need not answer right away, but please give it some thought. When Rodovan's at his best, he's unbeatable. The trouble is, he's not always at his best, as you saw. I think we both feel a lot safer with someone like you alongside us. Have you reached a decision? From this day forth, our fates are intertwined. While the path that lies ahead is not an easy one, The spirits of my predecessors will watch over you. Word. That was weird. Perhaps some of your acquaintances in Gridania have worked for us. Always curious what the best. Oh, interesting. Well, that makes sense. Tank. Yeah. I see. I don't have any armor prison, so it's gonna look like the armor I've been having, but that's good. Because I get more defense. Performing any missile. Okay. So I'm gonna pause the video and be back once I figure out my buttons. Okay. Got my buttons right where I want them. Got rid of a few excess double buttons on my hotbar, key bar, whatever. Did the training dummy to figure it out myself. We'll see if it works out. That's how I learn all the jobs. Now that the gunbreakers have yielded a portion of their wisdom, you are ready to take blade in hand. Rather than spend moons and moons training you, perhaps we had best find employment first. We can use the time between assignments to refine your abilities, but where should we start? The Adventurers Guild. Yes, that sounds quite promising. I suppose we are adventurers after all. Tell me, yo, are you familiar with this sort of thing? Oh my, in that case, we couldn't have found a better guide. Well, there's no time like the present, shall we? It's fun to learn new quests, I have to say. Or, not new quests, new jobs. Get new quests through jobs. Although, I don't like the grind, I will admit to that. I'm doing this instead of hunting right now. All my dailies are occupied by crafting dailies, and that's gonna be that way for a while. Anyway. You know, adventure sounds a lot more romantic than hired muscle. Even though that's essentially what it is. Now that Mother Maureen has made us formal members of the Adventurers Guild, we can start accepting assignments. In fact, we've already been given the details of a potential client in need of a bodyguard or two. A man named Les Sachow is waiting by the Whaling Barracks. Sophie and I will try making our own way there to get our bearings. Lancers Guild. The unrecorded job quest line I did up until Heavensward. Dragoon as well, up until Heavensward. I feel strangely at home here. It's not at all like the cities in the Empire. Warrior too, as a matter of fact. We thought it best to wait for you before we introduce ourselves. Suppose these are good ways to good jumping on points for new people. You must be the only one sent by the Adventurers Guild, yes? Oh, thank goodness. Something dreadful has befallen. Well, threatens to befall the one and only Edith. Excuse me. You mean to say you are unfamiliar with the most gifted harpsichords who ever lived? Whatever possessed me to hire such uncultured, but it appears my breath would be better spent befitting on the nature of my request. A few days ago, Edith received a most unwelcome missive, a death threat to be precise. At first, I deemed it nothing more than crazed scowlings of some harmless churl. That was until, during a recital, a stone was thrown at her, missing by a hair's breadth. I have in my capacity as her manager cancelled all public appearances until the perpetrator can be brought to justice. I fear, though, that my delicate tulip would rather wither and fail if confined to her dressing room. And she herself expressed a desire to stroll freely beneath the canopies of Mankato Atmospherite. I see where this is going. You want us to take her for a walk, is that it? If that's all we have to do, we should count ourselves lucky. A threatening letter, a brazen attack in a public space. Who knows what'll happen next? But she can't stay indoors forever. I say we accept. Splendid. Without further ado, I shall have Edith prepare her promenade. We best proceed carefully. If the culprit knows that less than true asks the adventurer guilds for help, they can probably deduce that Edith will be coming out of hiding. We should see if anyone bears a grudge against her, so we know what to expect. And we'd better look around the amphitheater for places where an ambusher might hide. Oof. Know of her, I certainly do. I would consider myself to be one of her many admirers. In all honesty, I do not care for the way some of the others ogle her. The rumors about Edith receiving death threats are true. One of those lecherous scoundrels must be behind it. Why, yes, Edith has been the talk of Gridania since her debut. Her skill as a musician is without question, although I sense that many of her admirers are more interested in her bizarre stage garb. Oh, Editha? Even a moment deprived of her sumptuous harmonies is akin to an eternity of unimaginable torment. When, oh, when will she grace me with her splendor once more? It sounds like this Editha has quite the following, whether that's due to her musical abilities or her eccentric stage persona is hard to tell though. Oh yes, she's very talented. Yo, have you met Miss Odine? She's a harpsichordist like Editha. That poor girl, what is the world coming to? That a gifted and beautiful young performer such as her must hide away for the fear of her light. It beggars belief. It must be one of her followers. I've seen the way some of them look at her, and it makes my skin crawl. With fans like that, who needs enemies? Can't help but feel like she did it. So what did the other locals have to say? Yes, most of them think one of Editha's admirers is to blame, but I sense there's more to it. I think that until we have more information, we should treat everyone with equal suspicion, to be on the safe side. Personally, I'd prefer to carry out a more thorough investigation, but we best not keep our clients waiting. Once you're ready, let us return to Lesson Chow. After hearing so much about Editha, I can't wait to finally meet her. If I were last in Chow, I would have hired an investigator to catch the villain instead. An agent of inquiry or some such, perhaps. Editha assures me that she will be ready in 2 shakes of a Z's tail, whatever that means. Ah, my chaperones have arrived. How wonderful. Oh, to finally feel the sun's warming rays. I am reborn. They weren't joking when they called her eccentric. All this prancing about is going to draw unwanted attention. We'd better get this over with as quickly as possible. Sophie, Yo and I will escort her to the amphitheater. Why don't you stay behind with Lucentia in case we need to hurry back? Fine by me. I'll keep an ear out for any signs of danger, and come running if you call. Although I was fully prepared to join you in guarding Editha, and even dressed for the occasion, I will defer to your professional opinion and remain here. But promise me that you'll keep my sweet Petunia safe. Leave it to us. Are you ready, Yo? La la la. What a beautiful day for a stroll. hear that Edith has become something of a recluse of late. I do hope she returns to the stage once more. Is it true her music is inspired by all of the wondrous places she's seen on her travels? Edith has only recently begun performing in Gridani and has already amassed a considerable following. I have heard, however, that some of the other harpsichords are envious of her success. The whole of Gridania delights in Edith's magnificent melodies. Every other musician pales in comparison to her. You are escorting lovely Athena. Please allow me to make a record of today's events. My, what a naughty little rabbit. It seems you've wandered too far from your warren. The stage is set for your curtain call, though it costs me a pretty penny to rent the place. This will be the last time you walk all over my stage with those scrubby little paws of yours. The show's over. Now take off that mask before I cut it off and your face with it. Miss O'Dean, I might have guessed, but what's Edith ever done to deserve this? That harlot doesn't know the first thing about real music, and she thinks she can steal my fans, my stage, with those appalling outfits of hers. I won't stand for it. I won't. What happened here? I'd heard that Odine wasn't exactly a fan of Editha's, but I never thought she'd pay to have her killed. And now we know that the highwaymen in the woods were in on her schemes too. A few days back, they held up Odine's carriage in the shroud, but she made them an offer worth more than the valuables she was carrying. Mind you, I don't suppose there's many of the bastards left after today. You've done us a good turn, so if you ever need anything from the God's Quiver, don't hesitate to ask. Now that the danger has passed, Editha will at long last be able to make her triumphant return to me, Keto's amphitheater. There's still one thing I don't quite understand. Why did those highwaymen attack me in Rodovan in the woods? Maybe it was because of your ears. I imagine Dean told them how much I love wearing my favorite bunny crown. They probably thought you were me. Ho ho, those aren't real VR ears. At least I don't think so, actually. I was wondering if I might have a word in private with the three of you. But there are four of us. Yes, but only if I include you, which I'm not. What have I done to deserve such treatment? Well, I suppose a lady is entitled to her secrets. But before I return to my duties, I wish to express my gratitude for your part in today's events. You have both performed admirably. Now that the pesky manager of mine is out of the way, let's go to the Great Lone Brewery. I like Gunbreaker. Right. What could it be? I'm almost afraid to find out. I haven't the foggiest idea what this is about. You risked life and limb to protect me, so I feel it's only fair that I explain myself. One moment, please. Holy shit. What? You mean to say she was a sylph from the very beginning? Oh yes, this one feels much more comfortable now. It is fun using glamours and play. It is fun to use glamours and play the harpsichord, but a little tiring. And this one spent so long in Walking One's house. This one's nearly died. These ones needs the sun rays to flourish to live. That is why this one had to go outside, even though dangerous ones were all around. This one helps. Helpful ones will understand and not tell simpering one. Listening ones will be sad if this one can no longer play sweet, sweet music. Your secret is safe with us. I'm ever so grateful. Promise you'll come to listen to my harpsichord soon, yes? Not quite the conclusion I was expecting, but a satisfactory one nonetheless. I must say, you've acquitted yourself rather well, yo. It normally takes a lot longer for novices to grasp the fundamental differences between a gunblade and a regular sword. It was originally developed by my people in the Third Astral Era. The march of the Allegan Empire had driven us to the barren wastelands, where even survival was a constant struggle. Our queen, Gunhir, was closely guarded by royal soldiers known for the unique swords they wielded. These loyal vassals were known as Gunhingers Blades, a name that was abbreviated and applied to the most distinctive of their weapons, the gunblade. Meanwhile, the Allegans were developing firearms capable of launching projectiles over great distances. As they were similar in appearance to our gunblades, we referred to these weapons as guns, a term which is now commonplace. So effective were these new weapons on the battlefield, the Queen's Guard decided to specialize in smashing through the enemy lines and destroying them as swiftly as possible. Thus did they become to be known as gunbreakers. Even after the fall of the Allegan Empire, these teachings were passed down to each new generation. My clan are the descendants of Gunringer's royal guard, although I am all that remains. It is my duty to see that the art of the gunbreaker lives on, even if that means entrusting it to an outsider such as yourself. If you like history lessons, you two will get along like a house on fire. I best leave it there for the time being. I don't want to overwhelm the last. The best learning is done in the field. However, as pleasant as Gridania is, I am eager to see what the other city-states have to offer. Then may I suggest Ul'dah? Their markets have goods from all over the world, and I'm dying to take a look. Ul'dah it is then. Sophie and I will go on ahead. When you arrive, seek us out. We shouldn't be too hard to find. The best way to settle into a new place is to dress like the locals. Well, that's my excuse anyway. It's good to finally get away from that noisy marketplace. Not that this watering hole is much quieter. Still, it's a paradise compared to anything you'll find in Garlean territory. I think he's just in a sour mood because he can't find any work. You're not wrong there, Sophie. I'll keep looking through you. Yo, you'd better train by yourself until we find our next client, which, with a little luck, will be soon. I want to go and see the famous gold saucer, but Rodovan says we're on too tight a budget to fritter our money away like that. I'll try asking him again once we find some more lucrative work. Alright. So, yeah. That's gonna be the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you, as always. And I hope to see you in the next thing, whatever that may be. Peace.